The following is a presentation of the ForceCenter podcast feed.
As Obi-Wan Kenobi once said, hello there and welcome to Databank Brawl, the podcast where we learn about Star Wars characters, discuss them, share our feelings about those characters, and then make them fight for our amusement and yours. I'm your host. My name is Joseph Scrimshaw. With me, as always, is Ken Napzok.
So happy to be here, happy to sip some whiskey and finish off this excellent tournament.
It is epic, and helping us end the epicness so we can start new epicness, it's Jennifer Landa.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be a part of this.
I'm so excited you can be here for this.
It's a tournament.
Yeah, so if you're randomly tuning into this episode, here's what's going on. We decided to do a small solo tournament. We first had a matchup 2 episodes ago with Rio Durant versus a random mud trooper, and Rio Durant won. And then Lady Proxima, the white worm, went up against Quay Tolsite, the leader of the Pike Syndicate on Kessel in the solo movie, and Lady Proxima won. So now we are down to our final in this mini tournament, and maybe we'll do some more. This final is going to be Rio Durant versus Lady Proxima.
Oh, wow.
But wait, that is not all. To add even more excitement to this, we've got a special recording set up today where we've run out of power cords, and we have to finish this episode in just under a half an hour, which is just going to add so much excitement and tension to this final battle. It's going to be amazing. The clock is ticking towards glory, shame, maybe death. Who knows? So, as always on the podcast, we start by reading the StarWars.com databank entries.
Right.
Now, this is fun because since we did this at a tournament, Ken and I have got to talk about our feelings about Rio and Lady Proxima. Mm-hmm. I almost just called her Lady, like that's her first name.
Well, but in Most Wanted, they do refer to her like that. They kind
just
of address
Lady?
her as Lady.
Oh, nice. Well,
Okay, there you go.
can't wait to dig into that. But Jennifer, I'm going to read Rio Durant's databank entry, and then I want to hear your thoughts and feelings about Rio Durant.
Okay.
A diminutive, four-limbed Ardinian, Rio Durant is a longtime associate of Tobias Beckett and Val. Rio is a capable pilot, a skilled tactician, and a lover of good stories. He sees each new scam dreamed up by the Beckett gang as a chance to write a new tale.
It's a perfect summary.
Isn't it nice?
It's a great summary for that character, who I loved that character.
Yeah.
Jon Favreau, the way that he voices it, just makes him feel like he's your buddy, he's your friend, very familiar. Of course, as we all have talked about, the way he says Wookiee.
Yeah.
It is obviously intentional because it's so darn cute.
Gotta be.
Yeah, and do you like his one, I think, truly fun and bizarre line about what's she like? Is she nice? Does she have sharp teeth?
Oh, I thought that was a great line. Great line. Of course, he's going to find sharp teeth attractive. Of course.
I like that you just saw him and you made that decision.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's a guy who likes sharp teeth on the ladies.
Absolutely. And I love that he's like, whipping up the thing in their makeshift kitchen.
Yeah,
and
loves to cook.
Yeah, it's so fun.
Yeah, he should have a travel show, right?
Oh my
Tales with
gosh.
Rio, where he cooks.
Yes.
All right, so you're pretty pro Rio. That's good to know.
Yes.
Let's get into Lady Proxima. Here is her StarWars.com databank entry. The fearsome Grindelid, matriarch of the White Worms, Lady Proxima rules Corellia's black market from a tangle of sewer tunnels beneath Corellia's coronet city. A briny pool serves as a throne room where Proxima feeds her hatchlings and commands the urchins known as scrum rats, sending them out to pick pockets and barter stolen goods.
She has hatchlings?
Yep, there's a lot going on in that briny pool that we did not see.
Yes.
God. Okay, well, this is going to make things interesting.
It certainly did last week.
Oh, God.
Her hatchlings in particular didn't come up, but we discussed a lot of what might be going on under. Period. Under.
Okay. Well, yeah, I loved Lady Proxima.
Yeah.
I loved her voice. I don't get you didn't like her voice.
Yeah,
as
they're my
much.
favorite, but we'll shake hands and agree to disagree on that.
I relished it. To me, she just felt like this like I said before, Miss Hannigan from Orphan Annie or whatever.
Yeah.
I loved the jewelry that she had.
Yeah.
I thought that was such a great detail. Almost it's the clanking sound of like a belly dancer in some way, or when I wear a lot of dangly earrings. So yeah, I love this character.
Okay.
The blue light that Bradford Young cast on this large worm.
Yeah.
That was special.
Yeah, you like the blue light, you like the voice, you like the sound of the dangles.
I could like her universe do like a Lady Proxima inspired jewelry line.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of
like,
bohemian.
Kind of, it's almost like a jewelry coat.
Yeah.
Like, you know, 'cause she's kind of wearing it on her back. It's all up and down.
Slightly steampunk, slightly
Yeah.
just warrior chic.
Yeah.
I don't quite remember her what would you call them? Legs, arms?
So I'd say,
Yeah.
well, let's go with arms.
It reminds me of
Limbs?
when I eat like a shrimp that has not been peeled.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it would taste like, which is, I don't know why I went
Which
there.
I love shrimp, but yes, now I'm going to see things a lot differently.
Sorry.
When I don't order the fried shrimp, the
Lady
shrimp
Proxima.
Oh,
poppers.
yeah, I can't
Down the
wait
hatch.
now to go to a restaurant and get a shrimp and then just go, that's a rock.
No, you didn't. You made a clicking sound with your mouth.
Joseph, Ken, we're going to have to leave the restaurant now, please.
You don't understand. It's a grindolid. Anyway,
Goodness, sorry. Okay.
so this will be very interesting. So you like both these characters.
I love them both they're just both so quirky.
They're both so quirky. Okay, so as always, we like to set our battles. Anytime is kind of fine, but before the character's known deaths. And of course, sadly, we lost Rio early in Solo. So this is going to take place before Solo, but sometimes we have to like go, how did these two characters meet? I think there are a lot of ways these two characters could meet. Jennifer, just to fill you in a little bit on last week's episode, Quay Tolsite and Lady Proxima met on a Hutt ship where they thought they were having a meeting, but it was just a trap that Hutt set up fake negotiations between crime overlords to then pit them against one another and try to get them to fight.
Oh no!
So
Okay,
Lady Proxima
wow.
survived that fight, but that's how we got her out of her briny pool. Now in this adventure on Databank Brawl, she could be in her briny pool. That would give Rio a disadvantage, which would be fascinating.
I was going to say, I was just kind of reading up, and Corellia's her home world as well, at least listed. I don't know where Grindolids are generally born or raised.
Yeah.
Grindletown?
Yeah, the sewers of Corellia? Who knows?
But I kind of like that idea. Grimy, industrial Corellia.
Me too.
Yeah, because Rio has reason to go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's looking for a good story, right?
All around
Right.
the galaxy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so maybe this happens a good few years before Solo.
Okay.
And Rio's on his own. Maybe he's not with the Beckett gang yet.
Oh, hasn't been recruited. I like
okay.
He hasn't been recruited yet. And he wants a new story. And he's heard these rumors that he doesn't quite believe, that there is a gang of worms operating under the sewers of Coronet City.
Right.
And he's like, I got to hear this story, and maybe they'll have a job for me, right?
Right.
Maybe they'll have sharp teeth. Do worms have sharp teeth? The constant question that haunts Rio's soul.
Yeah, this might go in a different direction than we thought.
Yeah, so are we okay with that general setup?
I like that. Yeah.
Excellent. Then let's fight. So Rio is on his way. Let's say he's landed on Corellia. Does he find the Grindolid home base easily, or is this an adventure just getting there?
I think he's hungry.
Okay.
Like he lands and is literally like, hey guys, where do you eat?
Oh, like he's literally hungry.
He's not hungry for power. He's hungry for food. And, he likes to cook. And he asks some of the locals, hey, where's food around here? You guys got good eateries? Where you got? I know my friend Dex has a good diner around things in other parts of the galaxy. What do you got, anything like that?
Totally friends with Dex. And he asks this of a young scrum rat, Jennifer.
Yeah.
What's the scrum rat's name?
Scrum Rat's name is Darton. I was going to say D'Artagnan, but that's
Darton. I think this is the way most Star Wars names are made up at this point, where people just make noises and go, yeah, that's good enough. Shadak, yeah.
That works.
Darton. So Darton, and I think Darton is an up-and-coming scrum rat. We know that they have to fight. They have to compete. And I think he thinks, if I trick this idiot, this overly friendly Ardinian down to Lair, then I'll be rewarded, and he can become a part of the gang and under Lady Proxima's thumb, if she has a thumb. I don't know.
Yeah, if she does.
Her limb thing.
Definitely not opposable.
You
But
can put her under her limb thing. So Darton says, oh, yeah, of course. Just follow me down this tunnel to the best eatery in Coronet City. Down this chute.
All right. I mean, it's not the weirdest way I've entered a eatery in this galaxy. So, all right, let's go.
He starts telling a story about, do you know there's this restaurant you can only get to by being shot out of a cannon? Right at the restaurant? He's telling stories, and I think this chute opens up right in Lady Proxima's throne pool, Jennifer.
Oh, boy.
And Rio is not prepared for it. He's sliding down, and Darton actually hits a little trigger, so a trapdoor opens suddenly.
Ooh, yeah.
And Rio just falls and slashes into the water.
Oh,
like
no.
That. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So what do you think happens next? Is Lady Proxima waiting for this, or is this a surprise treat?
She is underwater, and so he's kind of sloshing around with all of his arms and trying to get back up.
I didn't know it was a swimming party.
Right, exactly.
Would have brought my trunks.
Right.
This is the narrative that's going in his head because he's underwater at this point.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so then all of a sudden, Lady Proxima emerges from the pool.
Will someone take him?
Wait, that's not the right voice. How does she sound?
It's close.
Yeah.
Will someone take this
Love it.
Ardinian?
And so one of her minions comes and like pulls Rio out of the pool, and he's gasping for air.
Yeah.
Spitting out water.
Yeah.
Disgusting water.
And I think, does Lady Proxima just claim him and say, I think she's got a, not finders keepers, if you fall in my pool, I own you. Like
Right.
that's just her way of looking at the galaxy.
Right.
You touch my pool, you're mine.
Right.
You're my hatchling now, I think she says.
Right. Yeah. And so she's like rubbing her whatever hands together.
You're mine now.
Yeah, and I think Rio is probably not pleased with this, and maybe he has some questions, right, Ken? He questions with this relationship.
Yeah, wait, dude, there's no food here? Is this what's going on here? I don't trust you at all. Hey, you're a Grindelid. I ran to a Grindelid once down on the swamps of Bogda. Okay, I see what's going on here. And he like scattles to the edge of the pool.
Yeah,
And he like props himself up. And she's all 4.88 meters tall up, and I think other scrum rats start gathering around.
Yeah, they want to
Whoa.
see this. Yeah,
What's going on? You got some friends.
yeah, and I think Lady Proxima says that basically like they're her children.
Yeah.
And you are going to be mine now too. Did she phrase this in a colorful way, Jennifer?
These are all of my little babies, and now you will be one of my babies too.
That's great.
And I think Rio laughs and says, no. And I think he tries to make a break for it.
Oh, no.
Yes.
And I think what happens is one of the other scrum rats getting a little bit older, trying to prove themselves. Han and Kira are out right now.
Yeah, they're on the boat.
But one of the other ones that's got the staff that they hit Han with tries to whack Rio. And suddenly Lady Proxima is like, no! Because this is one of her rituals. Every once in a while, she needs to prove that she is physically dominant as well.
Right.
And she's like, I will break him.
Whoa, that's some tough talking words there, Worm.
And
All
she
right.
lashes out, and I think she, with the whole force of her body, she headbutts Rio
Oh, no.
right in the gut. And he's
Right in that tiny little gut.
right in his tiny, cute little, I want to think it's a little pot belly.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
I mean, he eats a lot, right?
Yeah, he does.
He's a connoisseur.
Yeah.
I think the air gets absolutely knocked out of him, and Rio realizes he's going to have to both talk and fight for his very life.
Yeah.
boy.
I think he
Okay.
rolls over, clutching his stomach with three of his four hands. And the other one, he's like, wait. What's the plan you're offering? What if I join your team? What does that mean? He's just kind of stalling, asking these questions.
Yeah, and I think she says, there's no plan. And then she brings her two limb things together and basically hits him on either side. So his ears are ringing, and I think he really, truly realizes, I can chatter if I want, but I must fight to live.
Right.
So I think, Ken, tell me what you think. I think the first thing he does is go for his normal surprise attack, which is his prehensile feat.
Yes.
I think he grabs onto all of that armor, that jewelry, and I think he digs his feet thumbs in and starts tugging on it.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, pulling down, kind of pulling that jewelry, and she's like, And like some of the scrum rats are like, should we help? And Darton's like, no, she said no. And Moloch just kind of shows up. Moloch's just kind of standing around. He's like, it's a Friday.
Yeah. He lifts his face mask and he vapes a little bit.
Yeah.
Right,
He's
right.
vaping for sure.
Yeah, definitely vapes.
Yeah.
Definitely vapes. So Durant is now kind of up and down her, pulling on things.
Yeah,
kicking.
he's pulling and kicking and punching, and I think he's maybe chatting away too of like, I won't be anybody's servant. I
Right.
serve one person, and it's me, and it's fun. I'm a good boss.
Live by yourself. That's what I always say, and that's advice I'll tell anyone ever.
And what does Lady Proxima do to retaliate physically? She cannot be embarrassed
No. Oh,
by
no.
this little Ardenian.
No, she's angry that he's messing with her jewelry.
No one touches my silver.
And she kind of whips back and forth violently to the point where he just falls off. He gets thrown.
Oh, yeah. And I think he, like a bowling ball, takes out a few scrum rat pins.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She's angry.
Yeah.
And so she suddenly dives down.
Ooh, yeah.
And there's an eerie calm.
There's a comment, like Rio's kind of looking around. He looks at everyone. He's like, so seriously, there's no food here at all.
And he gets no answer.
Yeah.
He whips out his blaster and he just starts firing madly into the pool. Well, still, I think having this friendly demeanor, because I think Rio is truly the Spider-Man of the Star Wars galaxy. You know, the way Spider-Man keeps chatting while he's fighting to keep people off guard and keep himself confident. I think that's the way Rio is. So he keeps up the chatter, but he's fighting for his life. So he's blasting into the briny pool. And I think the scrum rats start laughing.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's really eerie because they know something that Rio doesn't. And he
Right.
starts to get real nervous. It's like, did I tell a funny joke?
You guys are great.
Where does Lady Proxima appear?
She shoots back up from the pool, but this time she brings with her some hatchlings.
Little hatchlings.
Oh, a little hatch.
I'm not sure if these are maybe the bad eggs. So she's
Literally
okay.
the bad eggs,
Literally
yeah.
the bad eggs. And she just starts flinging them like water balloons
She's
at
flinging her young.
flinging her young, which they're not either they're not going to ever be hatched or
Okay.
something's wrong with them. So
Okay.
that she's just throwing out
Disposable eggs.
disposable eggs. She has a lot down there.
Yeah.
She has a lot down there.
You win some, you lose some.
She just doesn't care. She starts throwing them, flinging them at Rio, and so he starts dancing and hopping around.
Yeah, in there, so the shells are surprisingly hard because I think he gets one in the head. And he's like, "Oh, it's not." He sees it coming. He's like, "This will be fine." Crack. And it barely cracks, and it oozes on Rio's skull. He literally has egg on his face.
Literally egg in his face. The vision is not good. You know?
And he's bruised and confused, and
bruised and confused.
bruised and confused. That great movie.
Yeah.
The kids are laughing.
Yeah, and I think they're shouting things out like, "Kill him, Lady Proxima! Kill him! Eat him! Let us cook him!"
I'm having too much fun.
So yeah, I think she goes in to really get her advantage, and I think she starts to wrap herself around him to try to squeeze him.
Yes, and it's like a boa constrictor doing his job. He's choking and wheezing and coughing.
Yeah,
And he's able to say like, you're more slimy than I would have thought, or actually maybe you're just as slimy as I would have thought.
but I think he has a lot of sleeves, Rio,
Yes,
because he has so many arms. So I think he has some tricks up his sleeve because he is a smuggler, a scoundrel type.
Right.
So he's been relying on his blaster. He can't get his blaster out, but I think he has another device of some kind up his sleeve. Ken,
Yeah.
what kind of device do you think he has?
It is the space equivalent of a Swiss Army knife, but mostly used for cooking.
Okay.
Ooh.
So he kind of pulls it out, and like, boom, there's like a little spatula, a little corkscrew to open up some Ardenian wine.
Yeah.
Just a lot of little tools.
I like this. So he unsheaths his vibro spatula.
Yes.
And he realizes he's such a good chef. He realizes that, he's been asking, is there any food here? And then he realizes everything is food.
Yeah.
I'm being attacked by food. I need to treat it like food. So he would normally use his spatula to separate some burnt, crusty, stuff from a pan. And he realizes this vibro spatula will fit right in between one of the segments of Lady Proxima's body.
He says, normally I'd make an omelet. Looks like today I'm making a wormlet. Jab it in.
And some of the scrum rats are like, nah. They're really judging this like it's entertaining, right? And some are like, I like that. It's solid.
It's like Wild and Out on MTV.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
But this vibro spatula deep into, and then he pulls it up, and it starts to peel. Oh, it's
and
disgusting.
sizzle.
Peel and Sizzle, another great film.
Oh my gosh. And so then he like actually scoops out a little chunk of her warm flesh, and it looks like spam, like cooked spam.
Kind of shaking gelatin in a way.
Yeah.
Exactly. And to really drive it home, he just goes and flicks it into his mouth, catches it, and starts chomping.
So yeah,
I have to eat a human
Tasty.
lunch after this. This is great.
A little salty.
I can't wait to go to Chipotle. So yeah, she drops him in pain, and he is
Right.
standing on the edge of her briny pool, eating a part of her.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Ken, what does he say?
He says, well, not the meal I wanted, but I guess it's the meal I deserved.
And Lady Proxima recovers and roars up, and she's like, "Now you will die!" And I think because we're at 20 minutes,
That we're good. We're good.
I think this is a good point to pause, as we always do in our narrative, and decide who should win. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say I don't want either of these characters to actually die. They could maybe appear to die.
Sure.
But yeah, I like to keep it with canon about who lives and who dies.
Yeah.
So who do you want to win as we're telling this story? Who are you drawn to? Who do you think would be like, come on, physically, of course, this character would win?
Ken.
I mean, I think Proxima would win
Yeah.
just on physical. But who deserves it? It's Rio, a creature that just wanted a bite to eat.
Yeah.
And this happens to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not right. That's not right.
Travel the galaxy, eating food, telling stories.
It's not justice in the
Yeah. Yeah. Jennifer, how are you feeling?
Yeah, Rio's got to win. He got swindled into this mess. Quite frankly, Darton should pay.
Yeah, Darton's the problem.
Yeah, let's kill Darton.
Yeah. So even though I love Lady Proxima, this is Rio's fight to win.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with this. I think Lady Proxima maybe has a physical advantage, and certainly she has an environmental advantage, because not only she has her briny pool, she has her scrum rats, she has Moloch sitting right there. He's just sitting there vaping. He could get involved.
Yeah.
So I think let's tell a story of sudden physical dominance from Lady Proxima, but Rio does get out of it because of he's on the side of right, because of his charm, because of his wit. So I'll start us off. Okay. I think that Lady Proxima, she rises up and she's like, now you will die. Remember earlier when I said, let me handle this? I changed my mind. Kill him. Everyone, kill him. Kill him hard. Kill him long. Kill him fast. Kill him all the ways, kill him now. And the scrum rats were like, oh, it went from like a fun, let's judge whether his jokes are funny or not, to this scary order. And Moloch's like, oh, he's putting his vape pen away. He's getting out his blaster.
Right.
And suddenly all of these scrum rats are advancing on Rio. They're tearing at him. He is rolling and dodging. He is shooting. He's a good person, so he's not just straight up shooting children. He's shooting at Moloch. He's shooting like some of the stones in the cave, so they're falling. He's just trying to stay alive without murder.
Yeah.
So Ken, what do you think happens next?
I think he creates himself enough of a safe distance from his attackers and a little bit of a distraction that he's looking for a way out.
Okay.
And then he spots it in the far corner of the place.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like a little tiny Ardinian-sized tunnel.
Ooh, okay. Yeah.
Right.
So I think he tries to go for that hole.
Right.
And he's like, ha, see you later. And he dashes into it. And he suddenly realizes it's not a full tunnel.
Yeah.
He gets into it. He gets wedged.
It's like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
He gets stuck there. And Lady Proxima like, ha,
Yeah.
you fell for fake hole. Ha. They all fall for fake hole. And all the scrum rats are
She's
laughing.
like, Moloch, that was a good idea. It's like, I know. I said,
Yeah.
Gosh,
and I
she's
think
stuck.
Lady Proxima gets her face right in there. And I think he's dropped his space tools. His Ardinian army knife.
Right.
And she grabs it up, and she pulls out the corkscrew.
Oh, no.
And she's like, I'm going to take out each eye one at a time. And she starts to lean in. Rio has now an opportunity to look around, and he's now fully understands what this relationship is, right? He understands that she is a matriarch who controls these perfectly innocent children through fear. And if anything, he knows how stories get to the heart of people. And I think he realizes the only way I can live is if I tell the right story to these children so that they will help me escape.
Right.
Ken, do you have an idea of what narrative he spins?
Yeah, he's like, look, you guys, I get it. You want family. I understand it. I want family too. That's why I travel the galaxy looking for good food and just a good crew to hang out with. So consider me on the same side as you. Do you guys want to go find some food and maybe then some family? Let's do that.
Yeah. Hey, he's right, guys.
That guy's wise.
Yeah, and I think Danton? Is
Darton.
Darton. I think Darton is feeling guilty, and he's a little older. He's a little bit bitter. He doesn't want this to turn on. He's like, hey, everybody, you can't listen to him. He's our food. We're gonna eat him. Don't listen to him. And I think Rio zeroes in and knows. Right. I need to really get through this. This is the guy to get through to. Okay. And I think he starts telling the parable of the Rancor and the Nuna.
Yes. Yes.
And how the Rancors normally eat the Nunas on Tatooine because they're bigger and stronger, and that everybody used to just accept. That's the way it was in the galaxy, that Rancors got to eat Nunas because they're bigger. But all of our hearts are different sizes on the inside. Yes. He means that literally.
Literally, in most cases, yes.
Literally, that the hearts are different sizes.
Some have two.
Yeah. But he gets around to the one Nuna who changed it, who changed the whole relationship.
Right.
And I can't remember this kid's name. Darton? Darton's like, oh, I've heard this story before. Is it because the Nuna is nice to the Rancor? And Rio's like, nope. Turns out that the Nuna realized that even though they were small, they could work together. And the Nunas discovered that if they all stood on top of each other, they could get to the top of the Rancor where the vulnerable nostrils live.
Yeah.
And that Nuna stood on top of all the other Nunas working together, the bravest, smartest Nuna, and put a big rock in the Rancor's nostrils, and he died.
Died of nostril problems.
And Lady Proxima is suddenly like the dime is starting to drop. And this
Don't listen to him.
But Darton's heart is changing in front of everybody's eyes.
Right.
And he turns around and he's like, we can be the Nunas, guys.
We can do it.
Hashtag weekend Nuna.
Weekend Nuna. And I think the kids have this sudden revolt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think they attack, and Moloch has to pull them off. But they're jumping on Lady Proxima. They're grabbing up her hatchlets and throwing at her.
Yeah,
they're getting on each other's shoulders.
Yeah.
Getting tall enough to get to her vulnerable eyes.
Right.
And
Pulling on her arms.
Rio makes a good escape, doesn't he, Ken?
He bolts for what he sees the only little ray of light, and it's not a lot. But he heads for it and is like, well, this was the worst meal I've ever had. And he heads on out.
Yeah, so he jumps, he climbs up, he gets back up that tunnel, he escapes.
Yeah.
And he plans on giving a very bad review to the diners of Coronet City, right?
The HoloNet Yelp. Yeah. And he says something, he's like, I never want to meet anyone from this planet ever again. Bad stuff.
And that is our main story. Ken, sometimes you have like a behind the scenes, a postscript.
Yeah. I think we fade out and then we fade in to Coruscant and Dexter's Diner. And there sits Rio, nursing his wounds, enjoying a cup of Java juice, and Dexter sits down. And it's like, well, it looks like you had yourself a bad meal. And Rio's like, yeah, gosh, I'll tell you. I went to Corellia. A lot of problems. There was some big white worm I went to high school with Lady Proxima. Not a good person. Yeah, tell that again. Hey, can I have another cup of Java juice? Of course you can. And it just fades out.
And that is the end of our adventure, but the beginning, Jennifer, of our next podcast, which is Star Wars High School.
Oh
right?
my goodness.
We
yes.
just tell tales of all the characters going to high school together.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Like a Saved by the Bell kind of version.
Yeah.
Who's going to be Screech? I don't know.
Well, we will find out someday who is the Screech of Star Wars, right?
Right.
Jennifer, do you feel happy with this decision? Do you feel like Rio deserved his victory?
I think that he did deserve his victory. He used his wit and his charm to pull it off. And now I'm hungry for Spam.
I am not.
Well, you heard it here first. Go eat some Spam, the best food to eat while listening to Databank Brawl. Very, very dangerous to eat. Don't ever eat while listening to Databank Brawl. It's terrible. Jennifer, thank you for being here and adding your Lady Proxima insights in your great Lady Proxima voice.
Thank you. I'm going to work on it. I like it. This is a fun character.
We always love it when you can be here at Databank Brawl, so we try to make it happen as often as we humanly possibly can. Ken, where can people find you?
Hey, you can find me at Ken Napzok across all social media platforms, including Twitch. And you know what? I'm becoming more and more a fan of Rio the more time we spend with him, you know?
He's a quality character. Jennifer, where can people find you and your adventures?
Yeah, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube at Jennifer Landa.
Excellent. And if there are characters that you want to see fight here on Databank Brawl, let us know. Tweet at ForceCenter Pod. Tweet at me. Use the hashtag Databank Brawl. This was really fun to do the solo tournament. We've got another special episode coming next week. And then as they add more of the actual weirdos from Star Wars, I think we'll do another tournament like this because I think fans enjoyed it. We always like to thank Tony Thaxton for our theme music. You can check out his Patreon for more Star Wars music. You can, of course, check out our Patreon. That's at patreon.com/ForceCenter. You can buy our merch, including that Jedi Whiskey t-shirt at tpublic.com/user/ForceCenter. And you can find episodes of Databank Brawl right there on YouTube. Subscribe and enjoy. You can check out all of my stuff on my website at josephscrimshaw.com, shows, my other podcast, Obsessed, all of that. You can also find me on Twitter and Instagram as at Joseph Scrimshaw. You can like Force Center on Facebook and follow us on Twitter as at Force Center Pod. And until next time, as Luke Skywalker once said, while no one was really listening to him, I care. That's it for Databank Brawl.